Hey, my name's Taylor Watts, as y'all know, but maybe not. We're on mini unit lesson 2, of course, and we're talking about narrative writings, and my mini unit lesson on is, well, narrative writing. What I plan to do for narrative writing is, the examples that I wanted to bring to my students would be some examples that I found online from a website. Three or four of them that I'll be doing will be on on the same website, and I really thought there were I thought the excuse me the narratives that I saw online were great, and I thought that would really tie into what I want from them for their narrative writing assignments or their narrative writing essays later in the uh, mini unit. And one other thing that I wanted to do, I did say 3 out of 4. The other one that I wanted to do is a narrative writing that I did myself. It was actually the first story I wrote, and no, it wasn't out of the blue, like, oh, I'm bored, I'm gonna write the story. No. I had a creative writing class when I was at PRCC, nearly 3 years ago now, actually, where we were doing we were talking about narrative writing, and I didn't know what to do mine on, considering the fact that I got to enroll in that class about as late as can be. But it all worked out. I got to do in the class, and I didn't know what to write about, and I did turn something in, but it wasn't what the instructor wanted, so I tried again. But before I tried again, I listened to a couple of the other stories in the class, and I got an idea of what to do, so I did it, and bing bang boom, there you go. Uh, if y'all wanted to know, my personal story is actually did not happen to me, but it actually did happen in my subconscious. It was actually based off a dream. My narrative writing essay was actually based off a dream that I had some odd years ago. What the story and the dream were was that me and my friends went to a lake that I used to go to growing up, and we still so often do now. We go to the lake. We find a snake on the shore, and that's actually the name of uh, my story, Snakes on a Shore, which is a title parody of that Samuel L. Jackson movie, Snakes on a Plane. And so we find the snake, we go into the truck to see if it'll go away, and, well, basically none of us are actually that fond of snakes. We're petrified. So we go into the truck, we hope it goes away, but it doesn't. It gets worse as 20 more snakes pile up around our truck, and it looks about as, looks like a whirlpool, a kiddie pool filled up, you know. So, and all of a sudden, my car door automatically opens somehow. I mean, it was locked. I thought it was locked, but I got dragged down on the ground, and snakes circled around me. And I looked up, and I saw a woman around my age, or at least my age in the book, and she said she was the one who controls the snakes, and I'm like, wow, so you like the Lorax? When I said that, she kind of, I don't know if that hurt her well, it did probably did hurt her feelings, but she's like, kill him. And then right behind her was a giant anaconda, which apparently is the executioner. Before he does that, I asked her if I could say something, one last thing, and she said sure, or I guess that's what she said. Uh, I told her that she was very beautiful, and it wasn't like. And when I said that she was very beautiful, it wasn't trying to, trying to sneak my way out of this. I really did think she was absolutely gorgeous. I mean, she looked like she could be one of those models off one of those Macy's catalogs. So after I said that, I braced for impact, like. But uh, she actually kind of her heart melted, or at least you get the sense of that if you read the story. She tells the snakes to go away, and she picks me up, and Well, we like lips. That's what I told one of my other classes that I had last spring semester. We talked about what to write in a story and shoot, what to write in the story. I said dreams, and I told that story what I told you, and that's what I said. That we like lips, and everyone was like, "Ooh!" So, yeah. I hope to do that. I hope to explain, not explain. Hope to state my story to them, because what I find that I think would help them is that they have the confidence to write their narrative essay however they see fit. And I know that when I did the story that's 3 years ago, my instructor did tell me that I think it would. Well, I mean, she didn't criticize. She just told me it would be cool if you kind of told like a little, in conclusion, the moral of the story kind of thing about dreams and all that. So how some dreams are cool and some are not, and some just kind of follow you wherever you go. And yeah, that was one of the dreams that stuck with me for a while and still does to this day. That's what I plan on doing. If try to explain all that to my students. And another thing that I find good about doing this is because I think students need to know that they can do it just as much as their teacher, because teachers were like students, or were in their shoes way back when, and so they can have the confidence as the teachers did when they wrote their first narrative writings. And because when they have the confidence, they'll probably think of something that's not as silly as my story was. So I do find that would be a great example for a narrative essay when we talk about narrative essays and all. So I also plan to talk about, or for the narrative essay assignments, so they can plan to, think of a memory that they had, or a dream that they had, and or anything to that extent. They can write it down and talk about it in their narrative essay, and they can share with their peers when that day comes. And then we talk about it next day. People come up in front of the class, tell their story, and all that jazz. And what I do plan to do is say a disclaimer is like, if you're gonna be mean, don't. If you're gonna be mean, you might as well. Well, as they say, if you're not gonna say anything nice, don't say that at all. And I'm pretty sure that's a double negative. I'm sorry. So I think it would be really fun to do, because narrative essays is definitely one of the things that I think students should find out about in English, and it'll be one of the more fun lessons to talk about, because it'd be really fun. It'll make a few scars go away and all that. I know it did me when I told my story that time, though I would say it wasn't much of a scar, much less it was a good, laugh. That was really fun, and I did get a lot of good comments when I told my story to my class 3 years ago, and it was really fun. So narrative essay, I think, would be a fun lesson to do, as I said. So yeah, I think it would be really good. I don't know if this helped or anything. I don't know if this would count as a good video, much less video, but I do think, yeah, I thought it was pretty good, so thank you.